Whether you're easing into your morning, wrapping up your day, or just stepping away from the noise for a few quiet minutes, I'm glad you're here. Let's take a look at a quote that feels simple on the surface, but gets sharper the longer you sit with it. Today's line is often attributed to T.S. Eliot. Everyone gets the experience. Some get the lesson. Now, as with many well-circulated quotes, this exact sentence doesn't appear word for word in Eliot's published poetry or essays, but the sentiment closely echoes a line he actually wrote in 4 quartets. We had the experience but missed the meaning. That's documented, and if you've read Eliot, you know he was deeply concerned with time, memory, suffering, and what, if anything, we actually learn from it. Eliot lived through World War I, the Great Depression, and World War II. His poetry reflects a world that felt fractured and uncertain, so when he writes about experience and meaning, it's not abstract, it's lived. And that's what makes this quote feel so pointed. Everyone gets the experience. Some get the lesson. Experience is automatic. If you're alive long enough, you accumulate it. Success, failure, rejection, achievement, loss, opportunity, regret. No one gets to opt out. Experience happens to you whether you're paying attention or not. The lesson, however, does not. The lesson requires reflection. It requires asking uncomfortable questions. It requires stepping back and examining not just what happened, but what it revealed. 2 people can go through the same event. One walks away hardened, the other walks away wiser. The experience was identical. The interpretation was not. And that's where the divide forms. We tend to assume time produces maturity. It doesn't. Time produces repetition unless reflection interrupts it. You've probably seen this play out. Someone who keeps making the same mistake for years. Same pattern, different setting. The experience keeps coming. The lesson keeps being postponed. It's easy to replay what happened. It's harder to extract what it meant. Because the lesson often involves accountability. It might involve admitting we misjudged someone, or ignored warning signs, or reacted from ego, or chose comfort over courage. That kind of self-examination isn't dramatic. It doesn't trend. But it refines you. And here's something interesting about Eliot himself. Despite being regarded as one of the greatest poets of the 20th century, he described parts of his early work as deeply personal and born out of spiritual crisis. He wasn't writing from detached clarity. He was wrestling with meaning in real time, which makes the quote feel even more grounded. We don't get lessons because we suffer. We get lessons because we reflect on suffering. There's a difference. Experience alone can make you tired. Reflection can make you stronger. Now let's add a layer of realism. Reflection isn't automatic because it's uncomfortable. It slows you down. It challenges your narrative. It asks, what was my role in this? That question alone can shift everything. Instead of asking, why does this keep happening to me? Reflection asks, what is this trying to teach me? And that question turns frustration into material. It turns regret into information. It turns setback into tuition. That doesn't mean every hardship contains a neatly packaged life lesson. Sometimes things are simply painful. But even in those moments, reflection can extract resilience. The lesson doesn't erase the experience. It redeems it. And there's something quietly optimistic about that. You don't control every event, but you do control whether you learn from it. Growth is not guaranteed by exposure. It's earned through examination. So here's something practical to try. Think about a recent frustration, something small or something significant. Instead of replaying the event, ask yourself one focused question. If there is a lesson here, what is it? Not 10 lessons. Not a dramatic revelation. Just one insight. Maybe it's about boundaries. Maybe preparation. Maybe patience. Maybe discernment. Even one clear takeaway shifts the value of the experience. Because once you extract the lesson, the experience stops being wasted. It becomes part of your foundation. Everyone gets the experience. The difference is whether you pause long enough to turn it into wisdom. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me here at the Quotive Corner. If this reflection gave you something worth sitting with, share it with someone who values thoughtful growth. And remember, wisdom isn't in the quote, it's in the reflection. I'll see you in the next one.